Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Recorded by Richter, back with a brand new music segment for you. This is my monthly return of favorite songs of the month list. This time I am here with my favorite songs of September 2025, and there's 24 of them, so we'll get right into it. Aside from that, I have my NxWorries concert review out that you can go check out right now, so do that. A couple other quick things: go Tigers, go Lions. We got playoff Tigers tomorrow and the Lions stacked up. You got the Lions at 4:30 and the Tigers at 8:30, so it's a big sports weekend for Detroiters, so excited about that. And finally, before I get into this, Metro Times cover story by my best friend E-Man Bates is out right now. He wrote an article on Town and how it relates to the blaxploitation films of the 70s. You know, the Tubi films are being made here in Detroit, and E-Man deep dove that and wrote an awesome piece for the Metro Times, and it made their cover. So that's wherever in stores right now, is you can go pick that up. But let's get right into this. So we got 24 songs and a huge wide range of variety here. And kicking it off is a brand new single out of Yukimi, out of Little Dragon. You know her if you watch this channel, because I've cut a long form artist highlight video on her. She is part of the Swedish electro pop band Little Dragon that I'm a big fan of, have been for a long time, and I sing her praises quite often on this channel. So highly recommend go checking out her new song. She just puts you in the most peaceful place ever, and I really love her for that. And following is a collaborator of Yukimi, who is actually featured on this next artist's album from last year, and that would be Little Simz, the London-based rapper who is in a brand new movie right now on Netflix called Steve with Cillian Murphy. It is about some underprivileged children that have been kind of left behind by society. Steve runs this housing for them and, you know, kind of deals with these kids that have all these behavioral issues due to different life circumstances that brought them there, and she plays one of the teachers. And she also wrote this awesome song called Don't Leave Too Soon for the soundtrack, and she's got a video out for it. It's super hard, amazing shit. Go check out Little Simz, Don't Leave Too Soon. The next one this is a wide range of music here. We had kind of an R&B track to start, hip hop following that, and now we're at a bluegrass track by a band from Nashville, Tennessee that I've been following for a while now. I cut my teeth with their music at Electric Forest. They always perform there. It's the infamous String Dusters. They have a song called Dead Man Walking that is just such a dope, awesome bluegrass tune. You know, I have a super wide range of genres that I listen to, and to me, really the only qualification for good music is if you have put your heart into it. You know, I don't care about genre at all. So it's dope to have other things being fed to me. I love learning new stuff and keeping my mind open to different sounds. So Dead Man Walking, straight bluegrass jam by the infamous String Dusters. And now with track 4, we're returning to hip hop and a Detroiter. I've got quite a few Detroiters on the list again, and that is Danny Brown, baby. Danny Brown's got a brand new song out called Starburst. It is super dope. It is the return of Danny Brown. He's got a new project coming out in November that I'm very excited about. This Starburst song, the producer is Holly. I wanted to mention that because it's a very off-kilter, interesting, weird production. Typical to Danny Brown's wheelhouse. You know, he never does anything that's following the footsteps of what else is going on in hip-hop. If they're doing this, Danny's doing this. You know, he's always going to go left of center, and I really have grown to appreciate that about Danny. You know, when you read the feature list on his new project, it's all these different artists from different genres that people, don't see too often on hip-hop track list features, and I'm really happy about that. That's why I love Danny Brown. That's what he does best. Moving on, another Detroiter, but this is outside of the hip-hop genre. This is singer, songwriter, producer, multi-instrumentalist Jameson, who is from Detroit, has been operating out of California for quite a while now, but he has a new song out called Dirty Dog that has almost like a Time of the Seasons sample in it. I don't know if it's a sample, but it's kind of got that feel to it to start the song, and then it's kind of like this alternative rock tune, and he's gearing up for another project, so I'm excited for him. His album from 23, Soft Spot, is amazing. I love it. Moving on to a third Detroiter making the list. That is the new one, well, partially. Detroit, Canada, and New York. We got Ransom, Boldy James, Nicholas Craven. Nicholas Craven and Boldy James have already dropped a project together this year that I love, Late to My Own Funeral. And they have a new song out with Underground King Ransom. The song's called Collection Plate. I'm a big fan of it. It's just classic to their stylings. Moving on to an artist that I'm newer to, and I really have grown to love her sound, and that is rapper Soul Child. She's from Jersey. She has a brand new project out called Rebirth Theory that came out last Friday that I really, really heavily recommend to people. It's very jazzy influenced hip hop, which is like my favorite kind. I talk about that all the time. This track that I picked, South, is actually the least jazzy of the ones. It's kind of more of her shit-talking record on the album. That's why I chose it for this one, because I don't know, it was nice to hear that. It was kind of different in the track listing as it played out, so I like that. Number 8, we have the return of, this is the third single out of Tame Impala for their new project that's coming out here in the middle of October. This song is called Dracula. It's very cool. It's probably my favorite of the 3 singles that have been released so far. It's kind of dark and droning, and I think it's just a really fun track. And I'm really excited. I've got his album pre-ordered. Kevin Parker, who's like the brainchild of Tame Impala, and then moving on, we have the posthumous, well, sort of posthumous, cut out of Mobb Deep and The Alchemist. So if you haven't followed, I've been talking about these Mass Appeal releases, Nas's label that he announced earlier in the year, where he was going to do 7 projects by 7 different legacy artists in hip hop. And this is the next one coming out, and it's Mobb Deep and The Alchemist, who have joined forces. You know, The Alchemist was always in the Mobb Deep camp when Prodigy was still alive and well and here. And so it's dope that they're collaborating together. You know, posthumous ones can be tricky. Some people don't mess with it at all. If it's got the blessing of Prodigy's family and the blessing of Havoc and Alchemist, you know, who was the Squad, and the original people that are going to be featured on it, Big Noid, you know, the fellow Mobb Deep affiliates, I'm here for it. And this song's called Taj Mahal. And what I like about it is the simplicity in it. The simplicity of Mobb Deep, I think, is what made them so impactful. It's what makes the infamous The album so impactful, is the simplicity in the production, which allows the driving force behind Havoc and Prodigy to shine. And even though the production is simple, Havoc is a sample god. He is some of the most brilliant sampling is going on Mobb Deep's work, and so I'm here for it. And then cutting away from the hip-hop genre, we're going to some country music, and this is another Nashville, Tennessee art. Well, he's not from Nashville, but the song is kind of about Nashville, and he's from East Tennessee, and that's Zach Russell. He's got a new song out called Sold Out that starts kind of somber and singer-songwriter, and then it kind of cuts into even some like southern rock influence. I've been talking about Zach Russell quite a bit. I think he's the real deal as far as authenticity in country music goes. I really think that more people need to check him out. And he wrote a great song, and the topic is pretty cool too. You know, it's about really what it takes to make it in the music industry, and the temptations of going the easy route and selling out and not staying true to yourself. So I mess with it. Following that, we have Tiara Thomas and Her. Tiara Thomas is an R&B singer that is from actually Indianapolis, Indiana, and you might know her from Wale's giant single Bad from back in the day. I'll cut a little clip of that in right here. because I have that from when he performed at Roots Picnic. But that's a massive song, and she's got a new song out with her, and if you know me, I'm a gigantic Her fan. Her just makes some of the best music. She's an advocate for girls playing instruments, and I think that that's an amazing thing. She's an incredible singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, so I mess with that heavy, and they sound great on this. And then moving on to a second collaboration, this is a dream singer collaboration in my eyes, and that is R&B artist Daniel Caesar from Canada, Toronto, Canada, and Bon Iver. Bon Iver is, Justin Vernon and the fellas, and these two have some of my favorite vocals ever, and so to hear them singing together on this song called Moon is outstanding. Oh, the last one by her was called Move, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. And the Mobb Deep track was Taj Mahal. I don't know if I said that one either. But anyways, Moon is the Daniel Caesar and Bon Iver song. It's beautiful. It's kind of simple and slow, but it's carried by the vocal performance. Love it. Next song has some very pop sensibilities, but I'm just such a fan of the artist. It's Amber Mark with a song called Too Much. It even kind of has like a little sample or homage to My Boo by Usher and Alicia Keys in it, in the hook, the way she sings the hook. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm really excited for Amber Mark's next project because 3 Dimensions Deep, it's been a few years now since that came out, so excited. The next song is out of Styles P, legendary member of the Lox, legendary solo career. He has just one of the most prolific catalogs in hip-hop history. He's incredible. He's got this new project coming out called The Ghost Past, Present, and Future, which I think is going to be a 3-album installment, true to what Styles does, with being prolific. He releases a lot of music, and I think this is like his retirement as far as being a solo artist goes. These are going to be his last 3 projects, and I just love him. This song is dark and kind of menacing, but it's just a sheer display of how good of a rapper Styles P is. And now we move on to another duet, and this might be a Song of the Year contender for me. This is out of Madison Cunningham, who is a younger singer out of Costa Mesa, California. She collaborated with Fleet Foxes to make this just beautiful, harmonized song that I really love. I think they sound gorgeous on it, and I think that everyone should check this one out big time. The next song is from a French producer, singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, FKJ, French Kiwi Juice. He has a song called Moments Part 1 that starts as kind of like him tooling around on the piano, and then it cuts in, you drop the beat in and some cool electronics, and typical to his style, it's very impressively performed. He is just a really, really generational talent, and I'm a giant fan of his. Next, we're into some dance music out of Rochelle Jordan. She has been making great stuff for a while now. She is from Toronto, Canada, and she, some people label her R&B music, but this is a straight dance album that she put out. The song's called Word to Say, and I just really love the sonics. I enjoyed it on a bike ride the other day, and I think more people should be checking her out. I think she even got a pretty decent review out of Pitchfork. I stopped listening and reading Pitchfork a while ago, but I just saw it come up on my feed, so shouts to her. Next one is out of Chicago rapper Mick Jenkins. I talk about him pretty often as one of the heavy hitters in hip-hop that we currently have. There is very few people that could best Mick Jenkins right now out of his age and weight class. So I really love this song Dead Stock off his new project with Emil. He really puts on a display of vulnerable rapping with high energy, like high emotional energy in it. So go check out Dead Stock. Next song is out of Brooklyn-based band Geese. I've been seeing them make a lot of noise recently on the internet, and they have a really cool, interesting sound. His vocals are very unique and abrasive. They kind of almost remind me of like early Tom York and Radiohead, or maybe even a bit of Mick Jagger influence, or a bit of, you know, the Cold War kids. That's his voice is like, it takes a little getting used to. It's not just super palatable, easy to listen to music. You have to kind of dig deep in this Geese album. The song is called Islands of Men, that I thought was really dope. The album is called Getting Killed, and they put out some pretty revolutionary rock and roll music, so I'm here for it and I really like it. Next, we're back into the hip hop world with a new cut out of Dave East and Larry June, which is from Dave East's new project. It's called Respectfully, and it's just a dope kind of vibed out, cosmic sounding production with them two just spitting great bars over the top. And the next one is a track out of the legendary Talking Heads frontman David Byrne. David Byrne made a album with this New York-based musical ensemble, Ghost Train Orchestra, and they just made some really cool, compelling music. And David Byrne, you know, in his 70s, still out here killing it. The song is called My Apartment Is My Friend, and I can relate to the sentiment of what he's talking about in this song, so I'm a big fan. Now, on the next one, we move over to some London-based hip-hop again, and that would be the new song Heartlands out of Kofi Stone, which I believe is going to be on his next project. Or this could just be like a teaser little three-piece that he was putting out beforehand, because there's 3 different songs that he's released recently, and this is one of them. And I think that he just does phenomenal stuff. He does some really heartfelt, deep, introspective rap music, and I'm totally here for what he's doing. And I think the vulnerability is one of my favorite parts about what Kofi Stone does as an artist. Next, we're back to the Detroit area, and this is by an artist I've talked to about quite a few times on here, and also guest on the 150th episode of the Beats, Brews, and Points of View podcast. They did an awesome album called A City in Bloom. That's Nah Bonsai. The song is called Symbols in the Night, and they have their album available for pre-order on Bandcamp for vinyl. I got my copy ordered, so go support them. Just making great stuff. So big fan of Nah, and this song also has Detroit legend Piranha Head doing string arrangements on it. It's got Haruki playing bass, who is also a friend of the podcast. And so, yeah, big fan of these guys. And the last one is a little bit of a split between Cali and Detroit. You know, Hit Boy and Scott Storch did this song called Start Dissin', and it was brilliant for them to put Babytron, Detroit rapper, with AZ Chike from the LA area. There's always been this marriage with Detroit and LA and the Bay and that whole, you know, the West Coast scene. There's a marriage in the styles of hip hop that gets made and that is popularized in those regions. And so it's just a dope collaboration to hear these two rapping together. I would hear a whole project of Chike and Babytron. I think that would be a really, really cool thing. So those are the 24 tracks I have for you this week. And I will be back soon with this piece on E-Man. I have more stuff to review, so stick with me. I'm definitely going to do a review on One Battle After Another, the Paul Thomas Anderson movie that I just saw with Leo, Benicio del Toro, Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, a bunch of heavy-hitting actors in this movie. So big fan, and we will see you guys soon. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Peace.